research organizations. We welcome you, sir. Now I hand over the session to our chief guest, Mr. S. Vishal.
Yeah, thank you very much, madam, for your brief introduction.
Thank you, sir.
So, I just, yeah, I just want to know, my screen is visible to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, and first of all, I thanks for the opportunity given to present the advanced technology which in India it's booming like anything, and of course this presentation will help the students and faculties to understand how the industry's expectation. Especially for the civil engineering perspective and the geospatial perspective, what the industry is expecting and what are the technological development is happening in the industry, and how the students can be took the value addition to learn more things other than their academic curriculum activities, so that they can get jobs easily in the industry with the latest technological updates. So in this presentation, it's purely focused on drones applications in civil engineering, and especially in the construction sector, how these drones have been utilized, and what is the size of the opportunities in the industry having this technology or learning this technology students can get. So such kind of brief briefing uh, uh, about the industrial developments and all those things I will go through with this slide. And if at any time, it's my request, if any time something is not clear or you want to explain me again, or my presentation is not visible, anything, kindly let me know so that I can stop, or you can stop me, so that the presentation will be reached to each and everybody. And moreover, please feel free to anytime stop me and ask questions. No need to wait till the end of the presentation. Wherever you find or anyone finds some clarification they want, and I am okay to stop and I will clarify in that particular place, and then we can continue. So let me start this one. It's a drone applications in civil engineering. So to start with, I will just give a small brief on our company, and it's one slide about our company and what we basically do. So our company is basically a geospatial company. Then of late, then the industry has moved to latest technology called drone. Then we added another vertical called our drone division, where we ourselves developing the drones. And of course, DGCA has the Director General of Civil Aviation has recognized our company as a manufacturing company from Chennai. So we develop the drones. So we manufacture the drones, and we sell the drones, and also we provide solutions on the drone. And if you see here, there are three verticals in general we work. One is the GNSS and positioning. This is a totally a surveying techniques. It's a conventional survey. And since here civil engineering students also there, and they must be knowing it, they must be doing this total station survey and all. So apart from the total station survey, we do DGPS and mobile lidar survey and mobile scanning, aerial lidar mapping, and there are so many advanced survey techniques that came in, and we have been doing it. That is one vertical we are doing. And second one is Earth observation. That's a satellite remote sensing. We use a lot of satellite data, and we process and we give the solution to telecommunication and urban planning etc., etc. Even for the agriculture, and then aerial mapping, then UAV and drones. So right now, very fast booming technology is drone-based mapping technology. So what is UAV and drone? Both are actually synonym. UAV is unmanned aerial vehicle, and drones, of course, it is again synonym word that for the unmanned aerial vehicle we used. The third vertical which we work is scanning. It's kind of a lidar scanning. So it's a very advanced technology where we use active sensors. In general, there are two types of sensors available. That's a passive and active sensors. So the lidar scanning is predominantly used in civil constructions and uh, road mapping, infrastructure mapping. Um, uh, so such kind of civil related infrastructure mapping activities, this lidar technology is predominantly used. And especially right now, government of India has made mandatory to use the lidar technology in all road construction projects. So that's how the industry is growing, and sense image technology is already accommodate all this technology in our portfolio, and we are giving the services with respect to the demands in the industry. So this is just a brief on our company and what we do and what are the technology we have at present, and how we are growing all those things. So coming to, let us move on to the actual part, that is types of drones and sensors. So to start with, what is a drone? Drones are more formally known as unmanned aerial vehicles. That is UAVs, we can call it as a UAVs, or also we can call it as an unmanned aircraft system. And essentially, a drone is a flying robot. We can call it as it's a flying robot that can be remotely controlled or operated autonomously through a dedicated ground control station. So drone can be operated with the dedicated ground control station. With the ground control station only, we operate the drone and we control the drone and we instruct the drone where to go, how to fly, what need to be collected. And so it controls through flight plans. We plan the flight plan and then we feed into the drone, and the drone do the autonomous flight to map and then come back. So this drone have the multiple sensors on board. That is some GPS and wind parameters to estimate the wind parameters and temperature. So in onboard there are so much of sensors are involved. So maybe in another any one of the session, I can ask one of my team member to go through very detail into the drone parts and all those things. So now I will cover as per our objective for giving the brief on the industrial expectations, all those things in the civil engineering. So let us keep one more session down the line, if possible, exclusively for the drone parts and how drone can be constructed, how drone can be assembled, how drones can be manufactured. Such kind of topics also we can discuss in future if possible. So this is the general definition of drones. Apart from the drones, what we use in the drone, we use the multiple sensors. The sensors we use is RGB sensor for the mapping purpose, terrain mapping or topographic mapping purpose. And we use multispectral to get the multispectral imagery for the agriculture purpose. And we use the LiDAR sensors, as I told, for the civil construction project, we use the aerial LiDAR platforms. Coming to different types of drones, we can classify the drones in four categories. That is multi-rotor drones, then fixed wing drones, then single rotor helicopter, and fixed wing hybrid vertical takeoff and landing, VTOL. So these are the four classification of drones in generally we can classify. In sense image, we have two types of classification in our portfolio, that is multi-rotor drones and fixed wing drones. What is the difference between these two drones? Multi-rotor drones, nothing but like helicopters. It will take off from any place and it will land to many places. The space requirement is very, very minimal, and it will operate like a helicopter, and it can be utilized for surveillance, mapping, small area mapping, and 3D terrain mapping kind of things. We can make use of this hexacopter. Whereas um, these fixed wings are like aircraft. It needs that landing space and takeoff space, and line of sight visual clearance should be there to operate such kind of drones. And these drones predominantly used to map the larger area. Say example, if any construction development activities is coming up with the vast area of 500 square kilometer or something, they need to map quickly. Then this kind of aircraft based fixed wings are most suitable products to use to do the mapping. You may be thinking it is something like aircraft and helicopters and all, whether this technology will suit us, whether it can be utilized, how can we learn. The learning is very simple. And because since we are not you are not going to manufacture, you are only going to learn the operation, then anybody can in a week to training or 2 weeks training can operate such kind of drones, and do your whatever the mapping activities you want, you can do. For the multiple applications and specialization, of course, you need to have a detailed training. But to operate the drone in 2 weeks is enough to learn the drones. So these are the two types of drone category we have. And I just wanted to show visually how these two type of drones operate in the field. It's a small video for you. This is the hexacopter. It operates like a helicopter. So landing takeoff space is very limited. So wherever we can, even from the rooftop, we can have a takeoff of such kind of drones. So this is how the hexacopter drones will work like helicopter. And advantage of this kind of drones is this kind of drone carry more weight. Means more than 6 kilogram, whatever the sensor, if we have, this kind of drones will accommodate and do its operation. That is a more advantage on such hexacopter type of drones. And if you see another side, here it is a fixed wing, it is kind of aircraft. So myself that is operating here to, I'm giving a demonstration to a couple of government officials. This operations is very simple, and if we have a 3 times, if we shake, the motor will switch on, and then we only need to leave the drone against the wind direction. So it will start flying and it will do its mapping activities its own. So now you can see the motor is now switch on. Just I'm going to leave this drone. So once I leave this drone, it will take off against the wind direction, and it will fly, and it will do the mapping, whatever the area already we have feeded in the drone, and it completes its operation. So this is how the hexacopters and fixed wing will work in the field. So I hope now you have understand what are the different types of drones available in the market and the industry people are using. There are two types of drone, and how these two types of drone operates, and what are the capabilities of these two type of drones, and what are the advantage using the multiple type of drones. And you see, if you can see, the fixed wing drones are very lightweight, and we cannot keep more weight on the below the drone for the mapping. So that's the one limitation have with the fixed wing drone. So only RGB mapping we can do at present, and of course some agriculture mapping if possible we can do it. So this is a small video, and for your understanding how it is operating. So coming to in India, how these drones are encouraged. Actually, the government of India has opened the doors. Even you have seen the day before yesterday, the Prime Minister has announced relax in geospatial industry uh, to attain some good revenue, to generate the good revenue in the market. So now anybody can operate, anybody can do the mapping activities with the local permission and all. So that the employment opportunity is getting open and huge. Almost this financial year itself, we are expecting some 2.5 lakhs employment opportunity in the drone sector. And we are also growing very fast and getting a lot of projects and sales opportunities. So coming to the government of India, as I told, there are four types of classifications in general drones is having. But government of India has classified in 5 categories. That is nano, micro, small, medium, and large. Depends on the weight of the drone. Not depends on the category, depends on the weight of the drone. They have classified as 5 categories. That is nano, micro, small, medium, large. So I will leave this one up to this. I don't want to go in detail. So now we understand. I hope you have understand that types of drones and different classification, how we classify the drone and how government is classifying the drone. And in this category, this nano, less than or equal to 250 grams drone, anybody can operate and no permission is required, especially for the engineering colleges kind of thing. They can operate this kind of drone without any permission inside the campus. Even micro category also allowed for the academic institutions up to 250 to 2 kilogram drones to operate the drone inside the campus safely. And they can also, academic institutions are encouraged to conduct the training or value added programs in the drone sector in these 2 category, nano and micro category. And small and medium large categories are not allowed, and that need to have a special permission from DGCA. Even if it is a college also, they should go and get the permission to operate the small kind of drone. But for the academic, nano, micro is more than sufficient to learn and to perform and to do the projects or consulting projects or whatever it may be. So this is our Indian scenario, that who can use the drones and till which category the drones can be used. So coming to drone market, since this presentation, I want to make more of understanding of how the industry expects and what is the opportunity for the students in future they will get with this technology. Otherwise, listening the latest technology is no use if we don't present the opportunities is in front for the students community. If you see the study, Geospatial World Forum study represents nearly 21 crore of drone economy is going to boom in India in the upcoming financial year. And whereas the employment opportunity, almost 2,51,000 employment opportunity is going to generate, especially in this category. If you see daily, there are a lot of projects comes in the drone, and there are a lot of recruitment is happening, especially for the drone pilots. And now DGCA also issuing drone pilot licenses. So whoever interested, they can go through the courses through such our organizations or from the college, and they can get certified and they can become a certified drone pilot. And it's a very elite category of working as a pilot of unmanned aircraft, and this will become a fashion in India in future. So narrowing down our presentation to the subject which we have taken, how do we can use the drone in civil engineering work? There are a couple of verticals predominantly we can use. One is the progress monitoring. So any construction activities, say example, there are 500 flats construction is happening, and the investor is sitting in abroad, and he want to periodically know the status of the construction activity. So drone is the right solution, where we can fly the drone and real-time feed can be shared to any person. And it is not only the visualization, and also we can develop a dashboard where the construction and as-built diagram can be compared, and every milestone can be bring it out in a statistical way, like what was the plan and what is going on. Such kind of monitoring we can do with this drone technology. And any site needs mapping to develop the high-end contours, digital elevation models, all those things. So site mapping is another vertical where we can focus. The third one is topographic mapping and stockpile volumetry. So volume estimation is another important task any civil engineers to estimate the volume of, say example, I can give you an example. If any civil engineering or any student want to map or want to estimate how, for the one road project, what will be the estimated budget, then volumetric information is very, very important. So that time they can use such kind of technologies to get understand. And then marketing, then showcasing our work using a aerial image, both to provide before or after how the construction has happened. See, when I'm talking this, I'm talking giving some examples of civil engineering point of view. It doesn't mean that this technology is only for civil engineers. This technology is open to all the discipline. Anybody can learn in a 2 weeks to operate the drone, and then how to process the data and what to deliver. So this, especially this drone, the advantage of this technology is not limited to any particular department or any particular discipline or kind of thing. Anybody can learn openly. If I say recently, the ITIs in Tamil Nadu, one of the ITS started a drone training program, a 6 months program, and they are issuing the certificate. So even 10th or 12th pass out also can learn this technology, and they can build their career in this drone technology as an entrepreneur or as a employment as an employee. So this is open to all the discipline. But a couple of examples I am using, especially in civil engineering. Why? Because we are working most of our projects in civil related projects like roads, buildings, agriculture, and bridges, and mapping of a large area. So most of our projects are such kind of. So I'm giving the examples of that. Otherwise, our another division is doing the manufacturing the drone, where we hire mechanical engineers and we hire electrical engineers. So multidiscipline people are there because drones need multidiscipline people. Because electrical engineer will understand the circuits and mechanical people will understand the dimensions, and they can understand the healthiness, and there are a lot of mechanical testing is required for the to construct the drone. So it involves multiple, even software engineers are part of the team. They are developing some applications. So this is open to all the disciplines. So since as I told, I will take you through a couple of examples which we are working in the market. That is construction monitoring is one of the project we have been working, and it received a lot of interest in the market. So some of the way how people using drones in the construction is pre-planning. When any project in the pre-planning stage, we can use the drones, and reporting to customers. And there are, say example, 500 apartments are in the construction. Then we need to properly report to whoever bought the flats or something, what is the status of the construction, how it is going, whether it is going as planned. All those things we can use it in the drone. Then identifying the safety concern. Safety is a top priority in any construction activity, any civil construction activity. Safety is a top priority, where in some places like in, I can give you an example, in port and all, there are huge cranes will be there. And inspecting the cranes manually is very, very difficult and very tough job. It is not that much safe. So now drone is complementing. So manual inspection is not required. So drones are going and inspecting and giving the information. And another example I can say is a power line, this wind turbine inspection. Wind turbine, you can see how much height it will be, and climbing to the top, inspecting to the each and every fan is a very difficult task. And moreover, during the inspection, wind turbine should be stopped. The operations should be stopped for 2 days for the inspect. But now technology has evolved. Now there is no manual activity. Drone can go and inspect the turbine and give the feed where it's damaged, where is the corrosion activity happen. All those things drone will do, and you no need to stop the operation. That is very very important. And then tracking the progress, identifying potential problems, such kind of things we can use. And moreover, it's very important thing is creating the 3D models. Whatever we do a mapping, we can create the 3D model, real-time textured 3D model of a particular site or building, whatever we can do it. So these are the couple of advantages using in construction industry of this technology. So this is a small video I wanted to show you how in the infrastructure projects we use the advanced latest technology, and how we operate the drone, and what are the deliverables will come. So that is what the simple how we operate and how we do the mapping in the field. That video demonstrated you. Initially, we use a small drone for the recce survey, and then you use our bigger drone for the real-time mapping, and then we collect all the information of the particular area, and that video has explained you how it operates. And coming to the infrastructure projects, what are the categories we can expect is a topographical survey, town planning, construction monitoring, 3D model, DEM, land audit, encroachment analysis. What is the opportunity in infrastructure projects? almost more than 100 million USD of business opportunities is going to develop, going to come up in India itself, especially for the infrastructure, where most of the infrastructure projects are going to make use of drones. That's a big opportunity lying in front of this student community who is at present is going to pass out all those things. So these are a couple of the news cuttings to demonstrate how the operations, how the demand. This is one of the study, PwC. The study says highways, roads, bridge, and housing will take lead in using the drone, where the ECI PwC report flying drones to drive jobs in construction sector. How much jobs, especially in the construction sector itself, they are expecting is the construction sector is the fastest growing adopter of commercial drones and is likely to require 2.5 lakh people with UAV operating skill in the coming year. This is what the recent report says. So it's a right time and high time to adapt such kind of technology as academic institution to promote and to educate the student community to get prepared for such kind of opportunities. And also this another set of drones is a delivery drone. They are using delivering the drones in the urban. So another vertical we can call it is a mining vertical, where mining what we can do, we can do some thermal inspection, and of course we can do a terrain mapping and site monitoring, and volume calculations are very important in mining. I can give you one example. You can know the NLC in lignite mines in Neyveli Lignite Corporation, where every month huge mining activities is going on. The regular practice is after a month, they will evaluate the volume for 15 days using a total station and DGPS survey. Then they will find how much of volume, means in terms of tons of material has mined, and then accordingly only they will pay the payments to the vendor. So this entire cycle will take 1 month. Whereas using the drone, this entire cycle can be optimized in a week. So 2 days drone will use, and 3 to 4 days we can process and we can deliver the data so that they can have valid proof of mining, and there is no manual error occurs because it's a drone doing with sensors. So this is another vertical is booming in India, using a drones in mining vertical. So you can see there are a lot of projects and tenders we are noticing is from Coal India and different parts of the mines. And another vertical is agriculture vertical. So this is another fastest growing vertical, spraying. And I can say this spraying pesticides to the crop is a fastest growing opportunity in India. In Tamil Nadu itself, you can see in the last crop season, the finished before Pongal, there are a lot of places people have been using spraying drones. So even ourselves, we in Kovilpatti and Salem and Dharmaburi areas, and our team went and was working for 2 months, different spraying activities for the different crops. Start from rice and cotton and grapes. There are so many grapes, especially in Pune, they are cultivating grapes where we are doing services. So multiple crops, we can use this spraying drones, and for to operate the spraying drones, there is not much academic qualification is required. At the basic degree, anybody can learn to operate this kind of spraying drones, and they can even start their own business. If somebody is want to have become an entrepreneur, and they can buy one drone and they can start providing spraying services. But the thing is, in every year, 2 to 3 crop seasons, you can get a good opportunity where you can have a good revenue generation. So this spraying is another vertical is booming in India, and where you can have multiple opportunities. So in Maharashtra and most of the places, and even the forest department is start using the drones. This slide is just to explain how the multiple government departments start mm, uh, how the multiple departments start using the drones in multiple sectors. And this is another major vertical you can tap is forest 3D model and forest land use land cover base map. And the benefit is in the forest area, most of the places we cannot have access to go and map. So where we need to use such kind of drone technology. So the drone technology only will be useful to do the mapping activities in the forest area. And there are a lot of encroachment happening in the urban area where you cannot go and survey because of the lot of issues. Locals will raise a lot of issues where drones can be used to assess the encroachment in a forest area, urban area, and wherever we want. This is another vertical where we can work. I can say, and this is a small video how the thermal sensors can be used. So you can see this one we have captured near Tirupati, where this red sandalwood mafia is happening, where police department want to do the surveillance using a thermal sensor. So using a thermal sensor, in the even the night time we can even in the night time we can fly the drones and we can find out if there is any movement is there. Now you can see on the left there is two elephants are moving, and here right there are a lot of cattle and all there. So in the night, if any human activities is happening, so this surveillance drones are very much useful, and that can be make use of uh, very surveillance point of view for the police department and all. We can provide the services. So you can see the movement of animals. This is here left side is a night vision. In the night time we have captured this one. It is a daytime, right? Whatever you are seeing in the black and white is a daytime. So either night and day, both the time we can fly. And you can see that elephant movements are clearly visible based on the temperature. So coming to next thing is, now we have seen how the drones can be made and what are the classifications of drone, and how the drones can be utilized in a different industry, different field, and who are all can use the drones. And these drones are not discipline related. Drones got a wide application, and any discipline people can, any background people can use the drones. And especially for the electronics and mechanical engineering students can show interest on building the drones, and they can build the drones because the material they are managing a lot of materials, so they can build the drones. um, uh, and whereas the civil they can use the drones for the application purpose. And even the mechanical engineers, I think they are also participating in this presentation. They can also learn within 1 or 2 weeks and they can operate the drone. And even civil engineers also can learn 1 or 2 weeks and they can operate the drone for the multiple applications. So this technology is open to all the discipline. It is not limited. And just repeating it, since we are working in some infrastructure project, I'm giving some examples related to infrastructure. Otherwise, it got wide application. In this slide, you can see a couple of the departments like Indian Railways, WAPCOs, Smart Cities, and Amrut Cities, and Water Department, Ministry of Agriculture, National Highway, and Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, means that is urban, then telecommunication, Survey of India, then Sagarmala and PD Core Limited. All these organizations are 100% utilizing drones in their project. So plenty of scope for this drone and from these departments. We are also getting the projects from such kind of departments only. So this is how the industry is evolving, and there is many more department are making use of such projects. So you can see the energy sector is another sector is using drones for their projects. So with this brief, I want to show a final video to sum up how the drone applications and how in the education we are training this drone and all those things. Just in a small video, I wanted to brief you people.
Drones are now seeing widespread adoption in every sector, from agriculture to transport. Here are the commercial applications of drone technology in some of the industries. Oil and gas. Surveillance purpose at oil and gas site is to provide a safer,
See here the surveillance purpose in oil and gas, where this oil and gas industry, other than the civil, the mechanical students can focus on such kind of oil and gas industry for the surveillance drones and using the multi sensors like thermal and lidar sensors. So that will be the very good application for the mechanical point of view, because they understand the structures, all those things. That's a one vertical where they can focus.
cost-effective and quick turnaround of data. Inventory and warehouse. Commercial drones fitted with a barcode scanner and camera can enhance the inventory management. Application in precision agriculture. Drones help you with data-driven decisions on your farm. Aerial photographs of the crop and spraying crops.
See, I want to mention one more thing. This agriculture, the Indian economy is depend on the production of our agriculture. Our food economy is, and there are crop area estimation is a very, very important thing, and every government want to precisely map. And also the reinsurance companies want to, whoever the farmers want to insure the crops, they need to declare what are the areas they are doing cropping. So this drone technology is now emerged, and now using the drone technology, we can map the crops and we can estimate accurately what is the area of the crop and where is the, if during the flood, we can estimate what are the damage happen in the crop, so that accordingly the insurance companies can react and pay monies. So the system is very transparent. So that is how this drone technology is complementing in agriculture.
The world of media has really conquered the idea of using drones to their fullest extent, as aerial footage for live broadcast is becoming increasingly common in covering large areas quickly. Shipping and delivery. Medical drugs and food order shipping could be done within a span of a few minutes, with drones delivering your packages with less error and more accuracy. Law enforcement. These can also be used for law enforcement officials for crime scenes where a more detailed view is obtained, and the drone.
See, you would have seen this law and enforcement, and the police department is now maximum users of drone during the lockdown. You would have seen there are a lot of police stations used drones for the surveillance. Now, after this effect, now what happened? Government of India is going to bring a GO, and they are going to mandate each and every police station for the patrolling activities. They must have at least 2 drones in each and every station. In future, that is going to be a mandatory. So each and every stations will get 2 drones for the day as well as night surveillance using the drone. So that's how this industry is growing at present.
Drones can also be exposed to highly dangerous areas without the risk of life endangerment. Are you thinking about launching a career as a drone entrepreneur? This is why SG Education Group is offering.
So, if to sum up this presentation, if anybody want to build their career in the drone industry, so we help to develop the curriculum, and we help to establish drone labs in the engineering colleges, and we help to bring out the syllabus, what to be taught for the industrial oriented applications for the different disciplines, start from civil, mechanical, electrical, whatever you call. So such kind of academic services we are doing it, and
A
where the
certified
multiple
drone operation proficient program to create drone specialists. The Center for Drone Excellence is the first in the world for drone operators to showcase their best practices and knowledge from the drone industry. Our courses prepare you to gain complete understanding of assembling drones and the applications, confidence to perform repairs, and skills to extend drone capabilities. Get yourself geared up for the drone economy. So what are you waiting for?
So we support start from assembling the drone, from each and every parts, how to assemble and how to integrate the parts in the drone, and then how to operate the drone, and what are the safety measures, or what are the safety precautions we have to take while operating the drone, and how the drones can be operated for the multiple applications like spraying, mapping, civil, construction, and all those things. And apart from that, we are also guiding where are the opportunities and what are the departments are looking for such kind of opportunities. So in that level, we are doing in our academics. So with this slide, I want to sum up my presentation. So we have another 10 minutes. Maybe if anybody want to interact on any of the slides, on any of the doubt or something, it is open to discussion. Please raise your hands and then we can discuss. Any questions, any clarifications? Kindly speak up, please.
Hello, students. Is it out கேட்கலாம்பா? ஹலோ,
ஆமா, யாருக்காவது தமிழ்ல கேட்கணும்னாலும் கேட்கலாம்.
கேட்கலாம்பா.
ஆமா, நம்ம ஜெனரலா
சார் இந்த சாட் பாக்ஸ்ல பர்சனல் क्वेश्चंस கொடுத்துருக்காங்க, அது கொஞ்சம் பாருங்களேன்.
எப்படிங்க?
சாட் பாக்ஸ்ல क्वेश्चंस போடுறாங்க பசங்க. ஐ கேன் கிளாரிஃபை சார். சாட் பாக்ஸ் you can go through, sir.
ஹலோ.
சார், ஹலோ சார்.
யாருக்காவது கிளாரிஃபிகேஷன் இருந்தா கேட்கலாம்.
ஆமா சார். சார் சாட் பாக்ஸ்ல பசங்க क्वेश्चंस அனுப்பிச்சிருக்காங்க. சாட் பாக்ஸ்ல. ஓ,
சாட் பாக்ஸ்ல இருக்கா? ஓகே ஓகே.
ஆமா சார், ஆமா சார். கொஞ்சம் கோ த்ரூ பண்ணுங்க சார்.
Okay. I will do it. Okay. Because okay, இப்போ நான் chat box பார்க்குறேன். Okay, that's good. So there are questions. Hello everyone. Good morning. First, okay. Is it economical for low budget construction companies? அப்படின்னு வந்து ஒரு கொஸ்டின்ஸ் இருக்கு. கண்டிப்பா ஃபார் த லோ பட்ஜெட் கன்ஸ்ட்ரக்ஷன், ஏன்னா ட்ரோன்ஸோட ரேட் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா இட் இஸ் ஸ்டார்டிங் ஃப்ரம் 50,000, 50,000 ரூபாயில இருந்து ட்ரோனோட ரேட் ஸ்டார்ட் ஆகுது. ஸோ ஒரு சின்ன பட்ஜெட்டு, ஒரு சின்ன கன்ஸ்ட்ரக்ஷன் ஆக்டிவிட்டீஸ்க்கு நீங்கள் என்ன பண்ணணும் அப்படின்னா, ஒரு சின்ன ட்ரோன் ஒன்று வாங்கிக்கிட்டு அதில் ஒரு சில அப்ளிகேஷன்ஸை ஓப்பன் சோர்ஸில் நிறைய அப்ளிகேஷன்ஸ் அவைலபிளாக இருக்குது, நிறைய செலவு பண்ணுன்ற அவசியம் இல்லை. அந்த மாதிரி ஓப்பன் சோர்ஸ் அப்ளிகேஷனை பில்ட் பண்ணிவிட்டு நீங்களே சர்வீஸ் ப்ரொவைட் பண்ணலாம். ஃபார் த மானிட்டரிங் பர்பஸ்க்கு நீங்கள் சர்வீலன்ஸ் மாதிரி மானிட்டர் பண்ணிவிட்டு ரெகுலராக பீரியாடிக்காக உங்களுக்கு ஃபீட் கொடுக்கலாம். அந்த மாதிரி வந்து ஒரு ஸ்மால் பட்ஜெட்டில் இதை பண்ண முடியும். இட்ஸ் அட் அஃபோர்டபுள் காஸ்ட் இஃப் யூ பிகம் அ ஆண்டர்ப்ரனர். ஸோ எஸ், லோ பட்ஜெட் கன்ஸ்ட்ரக்ஷன் கம்பெனிஸ்க்கு இது எக்கனாமிக்காக நம்மளால இந்த சர்வீசஸை கொடுக்க முடியும். that is possible. But ரைட் நோ நாங்கள் இன்னும் அந்த லெவலுக்கு வரல. ஒரே ஒரு அப்ஜெக்டிவ் என்னென்னா, கவர்மெண்ட்க்கு ப்ரொப்போஸ் பண்ணியிருக்கோம். எவ்ரி இயர் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா நம்ம சென்னை மாதிரி ஏரியாவிலே 500 பில்டிங்க்கு அப்ரூவல் கொடுக்குறாங்க. ஸோ அந்த அப்ரூவலுக்கு வந்து நோ அப்ஜெக்ஷன் சர்டிஃபிகேட் வாங்கணும். ஸோ ஈச் அண்ட் எவ்ரி பில்டிங்க்கு வந்து மேனுவலாக சர்வே பண்ணி நோ அப்ஜெக்ஷன் சர்டிஃபிகேட் பண்ணுறாங்க. அதை நாங்கள் ட்ரோனில் ஃப்ளை பண்ணி ஒரு 3D டெவலப் பண்ணி வச்சுட்டோம்னா ஃபியூச்சரில் வந்து ஃபுல்லாக 3D ஜியோ டேட்டா பேஸ் கிரியேட் ஆகும் சிட்டியில். அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு அப்ஜெக்டிவில் கொடுத்துட்ருக்கோம். That we are offering at a cost of only 50,000 rupees for any construction. அது வந்து அவங்க ஒன்ஸ் செலவு பண்ணி கன்ஸ்ட்ரக்ஷன் பண்ணுவாங்க. ஸோ ஸ்பெண்டிங் 50,000 rupees to get the no due certificate is not a big deal. ஸோ அந்த மாதிரி பட்ஜெட்டில் we can offer. And so that is the answer for that. Is it possible to transfer this data with civil engineering software? Yes. இந்த டேட்டா வந்து சிவில் இன்ஜினியரிங் இப்போ மோஸ்ட் ஆஃப் த ப்ரெசன்டேஷன்லேயே காட்டியிருப்போம். எல்லாம் ஒரு சிவில் ட்ராயிங் லெவலுக்கு இதை கொண்டு போகலாம். வாட் எவர் யூ ஆர் டூயிங் யூசிங் த கன்வென்ஷனல் சர்வே அண்ட் கன்வெர்ட்டிங் அஸ் அ சிவில் ட்ராயிங், சிவில் இன்ஜினியரிங் ட்ராயிங், அதே மாதிரி இந்த டேட்டாவை வந்து வி கேன் ப்ராசஸ் அண்ட் வி கேன் மேக் அஸ் அ சிவில் இன்ஜினியரிங் ஃபைனல் ப்ராடக்ட். ஸோ அண்ட் அனதர் இஸ் இட் அப்ளிகபிள் டு ஃபைண்ட் குவாலிட்டி ஆஃப் வாட்டர் ரிசோர்ஸஸ்? ஆக்சுவலாக வாட்டர் ரிசோர்ஸ் மேப்பிங் பண்ண முடியும் அண்டு வாட்டர் ரிசோர்ஸோட பட்ஜெட்டிங் பண்ண முடியும். ஆனால் வாட்டரோட குவாலிட்டியை வந்து அந்த வாட்டரை கலெக்ட் பண்ணி தான் பண்ண முடியும். ட்ரோன் கேனாட் டூ தட். ஸோ ஒன்லி வி கேன் அசஸ் த ஏரியா அண்ட் வாட் ஆர் த அவைலபிள் வாட்டர், அதெல்லாம் நம்ம அசஸ் பண்ண முடியும், மேப்பிங் பண்ண முடியும். வாட்டரோட எஸ்பெஷலி வாட்டர் குவாலிட்டியை வந்து குவாலிட்டி ஆஃப் வாட்டர் ரிசோர்ஸஸ், குவாலிட்டி ஆஃப் வாட்டர் ரிசோர்ஸஸ்னா மேபி நான் இந்த மாதிரி புரிஞ்சுக்கிறேன். வாட் ஆர் த வாட்டர் பாடிஸ் அவைலபிள், அது பீரியாடிக்காக என்க்ரோச்மெண்ட் ஆகுதா இல்லையா, அந்த மாதிரி இன்னும் நம்ம மேப்பிங் பண்ண முடியும். ஆனால் குவாலிட்டி ஆஃப் வாட்டர் அப்படின்னு ஸ்பெஷலாக பார்த்தோம்னா அது வாட்டர் கலெக்ட் பண்ணி தான் பண்ணணும். பட் மேப்பிங் வி கேன் டூ இன் வாட்டர் ரிசோர்ஸ். இட் காட் ஹியூஜ் பொட்டன்ஷியல். நான் உங்களுக்கு ஒரு வீடியோ காட்டினேன், இந்த ட்ரோன் ஃப்ளை பண்ண வீடியோலாம் ஒரு இனாகரலில். அந்த வீடியோ வந்து இஸ் ஃபார் த வாட்டர் ப்ராஜெக்ட் ஒன்லி, ஸ்மார்ட் வாட்டர் வேஸ் ப்ராஜெக்ட்டுக்கு தான் அந்த ப்ராஜெக்ட் பண்ணது. ஸோ இட் காட் வைட் அப்ளிகேஷன். அண்ட் ஆஃப்டர் தட் இஸ் இட் ட்ரோன் டெக்னாலஜிஸ் அப்ளிகபிள் அதர் தென் சிவில் இன்ஜினியரிங்? ஆமாம், நான் என்னுடைய ப்ரெசன்டேஷன்லேயே ரிப்பீட்டடாக அதுதான் சொன்னேன். சின்ஸ் நாங்கள் நிறைய மேப்பிங் ப்ராஜெக்ட் பண்ணுறதுனால தான் நான் அந்த மாதிரி ஸ்லைட்ஸ் காட்டினேன். அதர்வைஸ் அதர் டிசிப்ளின் எக்ஸாம் எஸ்பெஷலி ஃபார் த மெக்கானிக்கல்லாம் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா, இப்போ எங்கள் ஆஃபீஸ்லேயே வந்து இருக்கிற 10 பைலட்டில் வந்து 5 பேர் மெக்கானிக்கல் இன்ஜினியர்ஸ். இன்ஃபேக்ட் உண்மையை சொல்ல போனால் எங்ககிட்ட ஒரு சிவில் இன்ஜினியர் கூட கிடையாது. பட் தெர் ஆர் 5 to 6 மெக்கானிக்கல் இன்ஜினியர்ஸ் ஆர் ஒர்க்கிங் இன் அவர் ஆஃபீஸ். ஸோ மெக்கானிக்கல் இன்ஜினியரிங் அப்புறம் எலக்ட்ரிக்கல் இன்ஜினியரிங் ஆல்சோ காட் வைட். அஃப்கோர்ஸ் எலக்ட்ரானிக்ஸ் படித்தவங்களும் எங்கள் ஆஃபீஸில் இருக்காங்க. ஸோ அவங்களுக்கு தே ஆர் மோஸ்ட்லி மெக்கானிக்கல் இன்ஜினியர்ஸ்லாம் டிசைனிங் சைடு வராங்க. என்னென்னா ட்ரோன் டிசைனிங், இந்த 3D டிசைனிங், அந்த மாதிரி ஆஸ்பெக்ட்ஸில் அவங்க வந்து, ஏன்னா அவங்களுக்கு நிறைய டிசைனிங் சாஃப்ட்வேர்லாம் படிக்கிறதுனால, மெட்டீரியல் டிசைனிங் சாஃப்ட்வேர் படிக்கிறதுனால அவங்க தே காட் வெரி குட் ஓப்பனிங் இன் ட்ரோன் இண்டஸ்ட்ரி. ஸோ தட் இஸ் ஹவு த அதர் டிசிப்ளின் ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் ஆல்சோ காட் திஸ். இப்போ சிவில் இன்ஜினியரிங் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா அவங்க ஒன்லி இதை யூஸ் தான் பண்ண முடியும், யூஸ் அப்ளிகேஷன், அவங்க அப்ளிகேஷனில் இதை யூஸ் பண்ணுவாங்க. வேறஸ் மெக்கானிக்கல் இன்ஜினியர்ஸ் வந்து மேனுஃபேக்சரிங் செக்டரில் வந்து டு டெவலப் த ட்ரோன் தேர் கான்ட்ரிபியூஷன் இஸ் ஹை. ஏன்னா இப்போ நாங்களே வந்து 3D பிளாட்டர், 3D பிரிண்டர்லாம் வச்சுருக்கோம். ஒரு ப்ரொப்பலர்னா நாங்களே டிசைன் பண்ணுவோம். அது யார் டிசைன் பண்ணுறாங்கன்னா எங்கள் ஆஃபீஸில் இருக்க மெக்கானிக்கல் இன்ஜினியர்ஸ் தான் அதை டிசைன் பண்ணுறாங்க. அவங்க அதை 3Dல டிசைன் பண்ணி அவங்க கொடுக்குறாங்க, அதை தான் பிரிண்ட் பண்ணி வி ஆர் மேக்கிங் த மோல்டிங் அண்ட் எவ்ரிதிங். ஃபியூச்சரில் என்ன ஆகும் அப்படின்னா, இந்தியாவிலேயே 100% மேனுஃபேக்சரிங் செக்டர் கிரியேட் ஆகும் ட்ரோனில். இப்போ 100% மேனுஃபேக்சரிங் செக்டர் கிரியேட் ஆகும்போது ஆல் த டிசைனிங் ஆக்டிவிட்டீஸ் வில் பி டன் பை மெக்கானிக்கல் இன்ஜினியர்ஸ் தான். நம்ம வந்து மேப்பிங்க்கு அவங்க போக மாட்டோம், ஆனால் அவங்க தான் வந்து தே வில் பி த மைண்ட் ஃபார் டெவலப்பிங் த ட்ரோன்ஸ். ஸோ அந்த டிசைனிங் அந்த ஏரியாவில் வந்து பிளென்டி ஆஃப் ஆப்பர்ச்சுனிட்டிஸ். நான் தான் எக்ஸாம்பிள் சொல்கிறேன், எங்கள் ஆஃபீஸ்லேயே அவுட் ஆஃப் 10, 5 ஆர் மெக்கானிக்கல் இன்ஜினியர்ஸ். So of course they got a good potential, all the discipline got good potential. So I think that was the last question I have answered. If any other questions, if anybody want to ask, they can ask.
Mechanical students questions கேட்கலாமா? மெக்கானிக்கல் ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் இருக்கீங்களா? ஏதாவது டவுட்னா கேட்கலாம். Students from mechanical side, they can ask any questions. So, okay, let me conclude. I come to vote of thanks. Good afternoon to one and all and gathered here. It's my privilege to propose the vote of thanks on the occasion. At the outset, I would like to express my profound gratitude to our chief guest, Mr. Nishad, Managing Partner, Sense Image Technologies, Chennai, who is spending valuable time with us and sharing his knowledge and ideas about applications of drone technology to our students. Thank you very much, sir. And my sincere thanks to our management for the right logistic support and guidance. Next, I convey my sincere thanks to our respected principal, sir, for his great support and guidance, for providing encouragement at every point of time. Thank you very much, sir. And I wish to thank our beloved Dean for his unwavering support and encouragement at every point of time. Thank you very much, sir. And I sincerely thank to our HOD, the faculty members and students for their kind support. It is because of their cooperation and support you could have made this function a grand success. With these few words, I end my address. Once again, I thank one and all. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much for inviting me. Yeah.
Thank you.